So balancing the equations. Today we'll do page 9 onward. You will find different equations like throughout the course which you will use. So you can use chat, you can use your mic or screen annotation to complete. The first one is magnesium oxide also formed when magnesium nitrate is heated strongly. This is an endothermic reaction. So if we have magnesium nitrate, if we heat it strongly, first what will be the product? So it will be magnesium nitrate heat give, like whenever metal nitrates from calcium till copper are heated, it will produce metal oxide plus nitrogen dioxide plus oxygen. These are the products. So you have to remember the thermal decomposition of a metal carbonate, especially from calcium till copper. The second part equation must be balanced as well, because whenever you write an equation, the equation must be balanced. That's why it's of 2 marks. So 2 oxygen 3 multiplied by 2 6 multiplied by 2 12, and here we have 2 4 multiplied by 2 8 10 and then 12. So oxygen is balanced. What about nitrogen? 2 here and 2 here 4, and nitrogen is 4 balanced and magnesium 2. So this equation is balanced. In question 35, complete the chemical equation to show polymerization. Whenever you want to show a polymer, what you will do? You will always break the double bond, draw the similar structure and break the double bond. And put a bracket is already there, so put N. So it's important that you put N at the last, which shows that the monomers, like they link with each other and form a long chain compound. Sometimes they ask to draw section of the polymer like 2 repeat unit or 3 repeat unit. In that case, you don't have to put a bracket and write N. Otherwise, you have to. Like example, if I say draw 2 repeat units of this polymer, so then you don't have to put N. In question 36, zinc is obtained from zinc blend, which is the ore of a zinc sulfide. In step 1, zinc blend is converting to zinc oxide, and step 2, zinc oxide is converting zinc oxide is converted into zinc in a blast furnace. So the zinc sulfide reacted with oxygen to form zinc oxide plus sulfur dioxide. Then the equation must be balanced. 1 mark is always for the correct product, and the second mark is for balancing. So sulfur is balanced, zinc is balanced, zinc is not balanced. What about oxygen? You have to balance this equation. This equation is, so zinc is balanced now. Zinc is balanced, sulfur is balanced. What about oxygen? There are 4. Whenever you are balancing an equation, look, the simple rule for balancing, you start with oxygen, followed by hydrogen and then other element. This is for normal balancing. But for combustion equation, in which like you are burning a fuel, you should start with carbon, followed by hydrogen, and at the last oxygen. So here the equation was, first we complete a product. Zinc sulfide reacting with oxygen, so it will form zinc oxide plus sulfur dioxide. Then the second part is a balancing. Like first part is completing a product correctly. And the second part is a balancing equation. So you start with oxygen, followed by hydrogen and then other element. But this equation already, student already balanced. So when 2 zinc sulfide are there, reacted with 3 oxygen molecule, form 2 zinc oxide and 2 sulfur dioxide. So oxygen is 6 balanced. Here 2 and 4, 6 oxygen is balanced. Zinc is 2, zinc 2 balanced. Sulfur 2 also balanced. So this equation is balanced. Then step 2, zinc oxide is converted in a blast furnace. So how zinc oxide can be converted into zinc in a blast furnace? So we react with a reducing agent, either carbon or carbon monoxide. Both equations are correct. Either you can react with carbon or you can react with carbon monoxide, because when zinc oxide is reacting with a reducing agent such as carbon monoxide, it will form zinc metal and carbon dioxide. Or carbon or a coke can also be used as a reducing agent. The structure shows an ester. First thing, identify what is the name of the ester. So the part which is attached with oxygen we name first.
Ethyl butanoate.
So how many carbon? 2 carbons, so it will be eth. And the part which is attached with oxygen, it is ethyl. And
Ethanol.
so the part which is attached with oxygen we name first. And the other part is there. That is 1, 2, 3, 4. So 4 means it's a carboxylic acid, so it will be a butanoic acid. So it will be butanoate.
So it's
It is,
ethanol plus butanoic
yeah, so
acid will
should,
give ethyl butanoate.
yeah. So it is not methyl. It should be,
And
because
water also.
yeah, because the name of the ester is ethyl butanoate. So if it is ethyl butanoate, so the first is always from alcohol, so it should be ethanol, not methanol, Basil, because you was writing methanol again and again. That's why I was erasing your answer. So it was ethanol and butanoic acid. And this result in a formation of the ester ethyl butanoate plus water, because it's a word equation. So we have to state all the products. So it will be ethyl butanoate plus water will be there. And remember the condition, usually this is a reversible reaction, the formation of ester. And the condition we use sulfuric acid is used as a concentrated sulfuric acid is used as a catalyst. Yeah, water is in an equation, water should be there, because whenever alcohol react with carboxylic acid, it will form ester and water. So water will be there. Not always, it depends on the type of a reaction. Like when acid is reacting with metal, it will be salt and hydrogen. But acid react with metal oxide, salt, water. Metal hydroxide, salt, water. Metal carbonate, salt, water, and carbon dioxide. So specific reaction, usually reaction of acid give water, or formation of ester also release water molecule. Complete the chemical equation to show polymerization of a compound Q. Like this is compound Q. We have to just show how a polymer will look like. So because this is the equation, so we'll put a bracket, and N should also be there. As we draw a polymer, to put a bracket and then N. The reaction between zinc and dilute sulfuric acid can be catalyzed by addition of a aqueous copper 2 sulfate. On a diagram, add energy profile for a catalyzed reaction. So if we use a catalyst, what is the effect of the catalyst? Catalyst lower the activation energy. Like if this was a reaction activation energy without a catalyst, so if we carry out the same reaction with catalyst, so anywhere it should be below, anywhere you can make. Means compared to the first line, it should always be below, which shows that the substance is a catalyst. It lower the activation energy. And the product, because zinc plus sulfuric acid gives zinc sulfate plus hydrogen. The energy level diagram shows the energy profile reaction between zinc and sulfuric acid. Complete a diagram by adding a formula of the product. Include state symbols as well. You have to, so what is the product? The product will be zinc sulfate, aqueous Yeah, because most sulfates are soluble except barium, calcium, and lead. Plus hydrogen will be there as a gas. 1 mark is for the product, 1 mark is for zinc sulfate, hydrogen, and 1 mark is for the correct state symbol. So it will, that's right, it will form zinc sulfate aqueous and hydrogen gas will be there. A series of reaction occur in the blast furnace during the extraction of iron for hematite. So when we extract iron, we use ore of the iron, which is hematite. Iron oxide is there, iron 3 oxide. Describe these reactions include one chemical equation for reduction of hematite, like how hematite is reduced or how oxygen is removed from iron. So iron of hematite, which is iron 3 oxide, react with the reducing agent carbon monoxide to form iron and carbon dioxide. And the equation must be balanced. Whenever you're writing an equation, it must be balanced. So 2 iron. So iron 2 here balance and oxygen 6. So we put 3 here. So oxygen and carbon are also balanced. And then the second equation for formation of a slag, when calcium oxide react with silicon 4 oxide, it will form calcium silicate, which is also known as slag. And calcium oxide is a metal oxide and silicon oxide is an acidic oxide, result in a formation of slag. Describe how student could prepare ester methyl ethanoate in the school lab. We want to prepare methyl ethanoate. So which alcohol I need?
Methanol and then
Methanol.
ethanoic acid.
So I need
Yes.
methanol. And we need a chemical equation. So chemical equation, it means I cannot write words. I have to use a symbol. So methanol. So it will be CH3. Meth means 1 carbon. So 1 carbon should be there in alcohol. So methanol plus ethanoic acid. Ethanoic acid is CH3COOH. When they react with each other, simple rule is that the carbon of the alcohol, the carbon chain of alcohol, take position of this hydrogen to form an ester. So the product will be CH3COO and then CH3 is there plus H2O will be the other product. So this is again esterification, like formation of ester. That's why water is one of the product. So whenever you're forming an ester, like the chemical equation, the carbon chain of alcohol take position of the hydrogen of carboxylic acid to form the ester. How to sort out the formula of the carboxylic acid? For example, say we want ethanoic acid. So as we know, for a carboxylic acid, there should be C double bonded with O and OH should be there. That is compulsory. Then because it is eth, so this is always the structure because eth, so eth means 2 carbon, 1 is already there, so we draw another one. And then we put hydrogen. So this will be CH3COOH. If they ask for propanoic acid, so this structure should always be there in a carboxylic acid. So prop means 3. So 1 is already there, so 2 more you need, 1 and 2. And then put hydrogen. The last one should have 3 hydrogen. The center one will have 2 hydrogen because 2 bonds it can form. The general formula for alcohols is CnH2n plus 1 OH. That is the general formula of and general formula for carboxylic acid CnH2n plus 1 COOH. That is for carboxylic acid. The methanoic acid, meth means 1 carbon, so C double bonded with O and OH is there. For example, if I say I want to write a formula for ethanoic acid, and the general formula for carboxylic acid, we write CnH2n plus 1 COOH, where N is always the number of the carbon, like total if we need 2, then N will be less than 1. Like it will always be one less. Eth means, so what should be the value of N here? Because one is already, COH is already there. So what should be the value of N? The value of the N should be 1 because 1 is already there. So we need one more carbon. That's why it will be C1 and H. 2 multiplied by 1 is 2 plus 1, 3. So CH3, COH. That will be ethanoic acid. Is it clear? This one?
Yes, sir, clear.
Then the next page, write an ionic equation for reaction which take place between lead nitrate and sodium sulfate. First, what will be the precipitate form when lead nitrate react with sodium sulfate? What will the name of the precipitate?
Lead sulfate.
Lead sulfate, because the product will be lead sulfate and sodium nitrate. And all nitrates are soluble, so it will form lead sulfate. So lead sulfate is, lead is +2 and sulfate is -2. So lead sulfate is PbSO4. So if lead sulfate is PbSO4, what are the ions react? So it means there will be a lead ion and there is a sulfate ion. And we need the state symbols. So ions are always aqueous and the precipitate which is formed, that is always solid. So if they ask for ionic equation, we just include the ions which form the precipitate. But what if they say instead of ionic equation, the same question was there, write equation for reaction between lead to nitrate and sodium sulfate. In that case, we have to write a full equation in which the reaction is there between lead nitrate and sodium sulfate. This result in a formation of lead sulfate PbSO4 plus sodium nitrate. And the equation must be balanced. So we put 2, equation is balanced. So this is the equation. But if they ask for ionic equation, we just include the precipitate and write those ions which react to form the precipitate. Write a formula of a compound when fluorine react with magnesium. So we just need a formula of a compound. So magnesium is there, which is +2, and fluorine is there, group 7 -1. So magnesium fluoride will be MgF2. And strontium phosphide. So strontium is +2 and phosphorus is -3. So we cross multiply. Sr3P2 will be the strontium phosphide. Then name a catalyst used for formation of ester. So we use concentrated sulfuric acid. And name the ester formed when ethanoic acid react with methanol. What is the name of ester? So it will be methyl
Ethanoate.
ethanoate. And this is a reaction, complete the following reaction. Charcoal is used for as a reducing agent. So we will remove, it will form iron metal because it's a reducing agent. So it will remove oxygen. So it will form iron metal and carbon. You can make a carbon dioxide, you can make carbon monoxide depending on how you're balancing the equation, but the C is there. So you can put a number before as well, because this is from the past paper from like before 2010. So they don't usually provide the space for writing the coefficient. So you can complete with a carbon monoxide or a carbon dioxide. Usually carbon dioxide is a stable product, so try to complete for carbon dioxide. So iron and plus carbon dioxide. Then balance the equation. So put 3, so the equation will be balanced.